Riddle me this. What do a panther chameleon, a rainbow eucalyptus, and a box of opals all have in common? Pure, unadulterated color. Today, we are looking at 5 dishes that ooze color. No food dyes allowed. We are highlighting black, purple, green, pink, and yellow. So get ready because you're about to see colors. Do the colors.
Colorblind kid.
If you get that joke, I appreciate you. Did you all know that I have a new show on PBS Food? It's about 2 people swapping recipes from their culture to learn a little bit more about one another.
I'm so curious as to how this is gonna turn out.
I'm a part of it. We had a whole lot of fun using a lot of you subscribers. I hope that you check it out. The link is in the description.
Hi Beryl, my name is Jeanelle and I'm originally born in the Philippines. I live in California and my family moved here when I was 8 years old and we've been here ever since. The dish I want to talk about is for the color purple and it's called ube butter mochi. Butter mochi is a chewy sweet dessert that you can make in one pan.
So here's the thing, I'm trying to dress for each color. I don't have much purple. I do have this cape. It feels complicated to cook in a cape, but cape or no cape. Oh God, see, it's hard to have a cape without trying to flourish yourself. I want the cape, but no cape, just the shirt. I'm bummed.
Plain butter mochi looks pale yellow. This dish is purple because of the ube extract and the ube halaya or ube jam that's added into it.
I need egg validation, so I'm gonna see if I can do this one-handed. Thank God that worked.
Ube is a purple yam from the Philippines, not to be confused with purple sweet potato. The extract is dyed purple, but the actual ube root itself is already a deep purple color.
This is one of those ingredients that I bought. Let's all make bets as to how long this little jar of ube extract will remain in my house. A, forever, B, 12 months to 24 months, and C, I will just forget about it and not realize it's still in my house.
I love ube butter mochi because I grew up eating chewy rice-based desserts called kakanin from the Philippines. Butter mochi fits in that realm. It's not too sweet, very chewy, and I love the hint of flavor from the coconut milk. The ube jam adds an extra layer of softness to the chewiness of the butter mochi.
Oh my God, it's so purple! Why am I so excited by every single one of these turning colors when that was the whole purpose of this episode? It's so purpley!
It's also easy to love butter mochi because it's so easy to make. You just mix everything in one bowl. This is the perfect dish to bring last minute to a party. Even though you're using glutinous rice flour, you can't actually overmix it because there's no actual gluten in this batter. The connection I have with this dish is actually very interesting. I learned about butter mochi when I first visited Doug and his family in Hawaii, where they sell butter mochi in lots of shops.
I feel like the dough is fighting back. It's so beautiful though, but like, let me win. Oh, this is what we trained for.
I took a bite and I was instantly hooked. It was like the desserts I grew up eating in the Philippines. I find out later that butter mochi most likely came from Filipinos, specifically Ilocanos who migrated to Hawaii in the early days to work.
Jeanelle said to use a piping bag for the ube. I have a Ziploc bag that I used to use for spinach, and I'm gonna use this as my piping bag. Any day now.
If you're gonna start baking, butter mochi is probably one of the easiest things you can make. The one thing that would help is to have all your ingredients in room temperature, because if you have a cold liquid like eggs and you add butter to it, the butter will solidify. But honestly, I've done that in the past and you just mix everything together, bake it, and it turns out just fine.
Okay, going in.
The color of this dish is very purple, so it automatically draws my attention. Basically, if you like sweet potato flavored things, you'd like this too.
The cape is back, so we're gonna dig into this cake. My whole house smells amazing. The purple color is so vibrant. I love it. The inside, wait, can you zoom in? Can you see how purple it is on the inside? Oh my gosh. This is so nice. Reasons I love this cake. Number one, it is not too sweet. It has a really, really balanced sweet flavor. Number two, the texture of the mochiko flour makes this cake super spongy, and it has a very slight chew to it. It's not like a chewy cake, obviously, but it has like a bounce back in your mouth. The ube that we put in seems to have just incorporated its, oh wait, here's the ube at the bottom. The ube at the bottom gives you that kind of burst of what, you know, perhaps a frosted cake would be in the middle, but it's not frosting, which makes me very, very happy. And the top is crusty and crunchy. The balance of textures in this cake is honestly ideal. I am not a dessert person, and this cake, if this was the first dessert I had, I would be like, I'm a dessert person. It's that good. Jeanelle's recipe was really fabulous because everything was in very easy measurements. It was the whole can of the coconut cream, the whole box of the flour. That is so satisfying to not measure anything. Yay! Yay, Jeanelle, for the recipe. I didn't have to do tons of measuring, and I don't have tons of leftover stuff except for the ube coloring. That I have a lot of, and probably will for a while. I got it on the ground. I think it will forever be on the ground. Ugh, that is not going anywhere. Well, a memory. I did want to mention that if you like seeing Jeanelle in this episode, you should check out my new show, Pan Pals, which I made with PBS. She is in one of the episodes with me. It's super, super fun. There are going to be 12 episodes. We travel all around the United States. Different people swap recipes to learn about one another's culture. It's wholesome, it's funny. I'm really, really proud of it, and I'm leaving a link for you to watch it below. I would like to thank Rocket Money for sponsoring today's episode. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that will help you cancel subscriptions, lower your bills, and manage your personal finances better. Since starting my YouTube channel and having to source ingredients from all around the world, sometimes shipping them from around the world, I've had to keep a better eye on my finances. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it gets pretty overwhelming. One of the best features that Rocket Money has, in my opinion, is their subscription canceling service. They will go through all of your expenditures and find recurring charges and help you cancel them within the app itself. This also includes signing up for subscriptions for things that I definitely want at one time and then I kind of forget about them. Because you're doing all of the cancellations within the app, you don't have to worry about customer service calls, which can be very intimidating, and I hate doing them, and I never even want to be on the phone. Rocket Money even saves users up to $740 a year. And total, around $500 million in subscriptions have been canceled through them, which means a lot of us are paying for things that we don't actually want. They also have a budget tracker feature, which I find really helpful and one of the reasons that I really love this finance app. If you're interested in trying out Rocket Money, go to rocketmoney.com/Beryl and you can try it out there for free. I'm also going to leave a clickable link in the description for you.
Hi everyone, hi Beryl. My name is Shayla and I'm from Vancouver, Canada. My family is of Indian ethnicity, but we lived in Fiji for several generations before coming to Canada. The dish I'm going to be talking about is called Rourou. This is a green Fijian dish that is essentially just taro leaves stewed down in coconut milk. It has many variations and changes a little bit from household to household.
This is one of my favorite tools. I use this all the time. If you're like, I really want to add clutter to my kitchen, but something useful, get this.
There are also variations of this dish that come from Hawaii, Samoa, and other Pacific Island countries. Taro leaves are what makes this dish so special to me personally, because I find them to be so distinctly Fijian. They have a certain bite and texture that I don't really find often with other leafy greens, especially when they're cooked down so much. Another fact about taro leaves that's important to know is that they must be cooked really well due to a toxin inside of them that can make your throat itchy and it can be harmful to you if you don't take the time to cook them properly.
So this original recipe uses taro leaves, which you have to cook, otherwise they will make your throat itchy. But I could not find them in New York City, and Shayla said that spinach is okay. And if you're like, oh, that's a lot of spinach, I have an entire spinach episode, so you can use it in a bunch of other ways also. This is large spinach, not the baby spinach.
The green of the taro leaves and the green that seeps into the stew are what makes this dish overall a very green, prominent dish.
I have a lot more spinach to do, so I'm calling in Leia, everybody. Round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's do some spinach.
All right, come here. Give me.
Give me some spinach. Also, I have a new house guest. This is Shifu. Hi. He's very little.
You're so small. Oh my God.
Using a little bit of baking soda in the beginning of the cooking process can help retain the green color. But it will still be a green dish without it. It's smooth and it's creamy, but it also has a light and healthy feel because you're really only eating a handful of ingredients cooked together. This dish isn't really Indian, so instead it honors the uniqueness of my heritage and the experiences of my ancestors who left India to come to work in a foreign land and get used to this entirely new island environment.
This is smelling so amazing. It's really reminding me of Indian food with the cumin seeds and the garlic and the onion, but I think the coconut milk is gonna change up that, and adding baking soda later will also be really interesting. But right now, my kitchen is smelling delicious.
So green isn't usually a color that I associate with an appetizing dish.
This is definitely giving me flashbacks to my spinach episode. Like, how is this all gonna fit? I know it's all gonna fit because I've done this before, but how is this gonna fit? Spinach continues to blow my mind.
But for me, when I think about the green of this particular dish, I think of the simplicity. It reminds us of something that is light and it's healthy, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it's still a rich, creamy, and flavorful dish. The green says that you can feel good about eating this dish, whatever that may mean to you. Typically, we think of fruits when we think of tropical flavors, but for Fiji, you can also think of hearty root vegetables, and there's still plenty of deliciousness, even though it might be a little bit foreign to some palates. Thank you, bye.
This dish reminds me of a palak dish from India. The coconut milk is the only thing that's a little bit different. Well, this is amazing and incredibly simple to make. This is so flavorful. I'm curious, obviously, what it would have tasted like with the taro leaves, but it just was not possible for me to find. I'm gonna try it with a bit of the cassava. Yum. Cassava is something that I don't eat very often, but it is so starchy that it gives you potato vibes, but it's honestly way better than a potato. It has more flavor to it. Together, this kind of gives you the feeling that you're eating it with bread or rice, but you don't have to be. The vibrancy of the green is also so beautiful. I feel like it really exemplifies a green dish, which I love, and I just love how simple it was to make.
Hello everyone, my name is Melike. I'm from Turkey and I currently live in Ankara, which is the capital city of Turkey. The dish I'd like to talk to you about today is called Pembe Sultan in Turkish, which literally translates to pink sultan. Pembe Sultan or pink sultan, as the name suggests, is a very pink dish. Rather than being a whole meal itself, it actually is a meze. It's like a side dish.
Oh no! It got me good. I was trying to be so careful. All right, I need an apron. More beets to come. God, I love this shirt. straight to the wash.
Pembe Sultan is actually a very easy dish to make. If you've got a little bit of yogurt, some garlic, and beetroots at home, it will probably take you less than half an hour to put the dish together.
This is the ugly truth of how my drawers look. And I barely have tools, as you know. Oh, come on, baby. Come on. Got it. Okay. Let's blend some beets.
As you put the beetroot in the yogurt starts becoming pink. And the more it stays in the dish, the more pink it gets. And what makes this dish so special is that the more it waits, the darker the pink color gets. And it becomes so fun to eat.
Melike said to use Turkish yogurt, which I couldn't find, and she said that using Greek yogurt was an okay substitute. You just don't want one of the thin, watery yogurts. So, Greek yogurt, I think, is a good solution. Wow, I was actually really nervous to do that, but I wanted to prove it. Whew.
This dish is quite common in our culture. You can have it in your home, or you can have it in local drink houses called meyhane. Meyhane is basically a drink house where you can select the different types of mezes you want to eat to accompany your drink. And the drink we usually have is called rakı. This dish, the Pembe Sultan, always reminds me of my childhood, the good times that I got to share with my family.
Sore.
And the long talks we had. Pink is not a color that dominates the Turkish cuisine. And if you're someone who hasn't seen this dish before, you may not know what to expect and you may not find it appetizing. You may not be sure whether it's going to be a savory or a sweet dish, but it's actually a combination of both. And I think the uniqueness of this dish is what makes it so special. If you're looking for an unusual pop of color on your dinner table, then make sure to give Pembe Sultan a try. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it very much.
I didn't exactly have a pink shirt for this, but the closest I had was this pink unicorn with a slightly depressing phrase on it. Bad news travels fast, you can't outrun the inevitable. Ding! I love beets. I know that they can be a bit of a decisive vegetable, but for me, no question. Love them. Okay, hello. That's delicious. That is beautiful. The beet flavor comes through, so you definitely need to be a beet fan. The mint on top, sometimes I put a little decoration thinking like, who can it hurt? It just makes it look nice. But the mint with this is really, really nice. Melike made it clear that you don't want the dip to be super smooth, you want it to be chunky. Chunks. 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 That is a word you only have to say 3 times in a row and it loses all its meaning. Chunks. Kind of my new favorite word right now. And I think it's nice because you get these little pops of the juicy beets. Beets to me are one of the most dangerous vegetables. I feel like no matter what you try to do, you're going to get the red juice on yourself, on the counter, on your dog, on your friends. It's not safe. Now I'm like scared of them. I'm so scared of it. So don't be like me, immediately put on the apron if you're going to make this yourself. I do appreciate that nowadays you can buy the pre-boiled beets because peeling a beet, now that's no fun. I think a lot of people would enjoy it. The color is beautiful. I think it totally exemplifies the theme of this episode. This is pink.
Hello, my name is Dorian. I live near Zadar, Croatia. And today we're going to be talking about a seafood dish, which is namely black risotto, or as we call it, Crni Rižot. It's a cuttlefish and cuttlefish ink risotto that is usually prepared hot, either as an appetizer or even as the main course. The key ingredients are cuttlefish, cuttlefish ink, and the rice.
Why did I do that? Ow!
Okay?
I just pounded my... That is not how you do it. Oh my God, what brain fart. Well, it worked, but I'm in pain.
Yeah, what caused?
To me, this dish doesn't have the usual seafood taste. It has this strong but not overpowering cuttlefish taste. If you don't know how cuttlefish tastes like, it's similar to squid, a little bit more intense. This dish can be eaten all year round. We usually, if not always, eat it during the summer, so it's very reminiscent of the summertime to me. My dad will prepare this dish for our guests as an appetizer, and they are always amazed.
If fresh cuttlefish is not something that you can find, Dorian did say that I could substitute it with the canned stuff, but what you do need to remember is that you still need squid ink so that it becomes black. Black as black. I'm wearing the color of the food. This rice is one of those vacuum sealed ones, and sometimes you can hear it. I'm gonna put it near my mic. Like a tiny fart.
Along with the main ingredients, also includes some diced onion, some garlic cloves, some fish stock, or even the vegetable cube stock, some white wine, and Parmesan cheese and parsley for garnish.
And now I'm also gonna add the wine. A little for the rice, and just a little for me.
It's not a dish that you'll come across every day. It looks interesting and it tastes amazing.
The dish right now is like not that black, but we are about to add 2 squid ink packets, and I'm pretty excited. Ooh. You ready? We ready? Is the filming ready?
I want to show you, these are the ink packets. They're these 4-gram packets, which is about a teaspoon.
Oh boy, this is so black. Oh my god. This is goth rice. Black. That's what this rice's inner sound is. Okay, holy smokes. I am shocked. That ink did its job.
Personally speaking, I love how it's silky and creamy. That silkiness and creaminess, along with the tender cuttlefish pieces, just creates this amazing mix of flavors and textures. And that's why I'm sharing this recipe. I want everyone to try it. If you like seafood or risottos, I highly suggest you try it.
Cue the rock music for this metal rice. Done. Okay. Talk about a food representing the color black. This is black as black. It's so good though. The rice is just a little bit al dente, so it still has bite to it. And the squid has a really nice flavor. Cooking it with the chicken stock means it's very well seasoned. You can also do this with fish stock, but I have a lot of bouillon cubes in the house, so that's what I went with. The squid ink, in my opinion, adds perhaps a little bit of flavor, but in general, I feel like it's just kind of here for a good time. It's here to add color in a natural way without using black food dye, and it doesn't necessarily give it a lot of taste. I really like the addition of the cheese. It gives a little bit of saltiness and that just extra push to make the whole dish feel a little bit more well-rounded, not just a rice dish. I think I always thought that risotto was really hard to make, but the alburia rice, honestly, you just have to give it a lot of water kind of as you go. I needed to add more water as I was cooking it because it sucked it all up. So the rice is a little bit dry. It just doesn't have much liquid left already, so I'm just adding a little bit more. But you don't want this rice to become gloopy. You want it to still maintain the individual rice bits of it, but it is a softer rice. It's not like a dry basmati rice, but it's definitely not sticky like a sushi rice. It exists somewhere in between. I was immediately thinking of Stranger Things, but that makes it evil, and it's not like that, but it's just like the in-between upside down world of it. I think if you're scared of calamari, I wouldn't be scared of this dish. It's got just like a very light flavor, and using squid ink is super fun. You can buy it in the tiny packs. You do not have to go all out on the bigger jars, which that's just like a lot of squid ink, you know? So if you're gonna make it, look for the tiny packs.
Hello, my name is Akom and I am Cameroonian. The dish I want to talk about is for the color yellow and it is Achu soup. Achu soup is made by mixing together palm oil and a potash solution and then adding in Achu spices. The potash solution is made by dissolving wood ash from the fireside or burnt plantain peelings or dissolved limestone.
I'm gonna be honest, tripe is not one of my favorite foods. I find it just to be a little too chewy. However, I'm very open to trying it this way because I've only tried it a couple of times. And as I've shown on my show before, just because you don't like something in one preparation doesn't mean that you don't like it overall. So, tripe it is.
The Achu spices are a mix of different spices which are usually roasted and ground.
This is the lining of a cow's stomach, in case you don't know.
Now, we usually buy this already in the powdered form, just called Achu spice. This dish is yellow from mixing the palm oil, which is red, and the potash solution, which is grey. Combining those two together in the right proportions makes for a vibrant yellow color. And we always have it during family meetings, so it reminds me of family.
When I was watching videos about how to make this, the woman squeezed the taro out by just opening it a little bit. Oh my God. That's very cool.
I like this dish because of how earthy and unique the taste is.
Oh! That totally worked. I wasn't sure what would happen. It's like the stickiest mashed potatoes you've ever felt. That's so cool.
I would say this dish is pretty popular in the urban areas of Cameroon. It is actually my traditional meal.
We can definitely file this under things I never knew existed. African limestone. It says that it can be a soup thickener and a tenderizer. What? It's like, it doesn't really smell like much. This is so surprising. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this entire bag of it after this, but this is cool. Oh my God.
So it must be found in every cultural celebration. This dish, I like how unique the taste is. I actually don't know of any other meal in Cameroonian cuisine that tastes like it. I like how unique and earthy it is. And also I like the fact that the ingredients comes from the earth literally.
How is this supposed to turn yellow? I do not understand. I don't understand. I'm trusting the process, but I don't know if I trust the process.
So the wood ash that we use in cooking, you firewood the ash from it, you dissolve it and you mix it with your palm oil or you burn plantain peelings.
3, 2, 1. Please work. Yes. Oh, it worked. It's so yellow. Phew. I was nervous.
I just like the aspect of it. It's like literally from the earth. This dish has good memories for me because we make it during every family meeting. It's a must. You have to have Achu soup and Achu during our meetings. A meeting just cannot hold without Achu soup. I think you should try this dish because it has a very unique taste.
I would say that this dish was not necessarily difficult to make, but was very outside of my comfort zone from the preparation style. I think I need to cut the tripe, or should I cut the tripe after? I think I'm gonna grind it just a little more though, so it's really smooth. To the ingredients, the spices. Whoa, can you see that? What? What if it doesn't turn yellow? There's a lot going on here. This is really hard to clean up, so yay. When I watch videos of this online, it seems quite like fufu, where you're gonna take the taro and kind of eat it with everything. That sauce tastes really good. It tastes like nothing I've ever had before. This is very interesting. It's got a very earthy taste to it. I wonder if that's from the limestone, but then the beef stock that we made was so, so, so good. I'm gonna try the tripe. Okay, a lot of hemming and hawing for nothing. It's very soft, it's not chewy at all. I feel like when I've had tripe in the past, it was very chewy. Maybe putting it in the pressure cooker for 30 minutes and then letting it naturally release was really helpful. I don't feel like it has that much flavor, but I am not offended by the texture at all. I'm actually gonna go in for another piece. There's kind of actually a sweetness to it. I feel really happy that I tried something that I was nervous about and it turns out that I liked it. I feel like the color in here is beautiful. It looks like a beautiful, natural yellow color. How it got here, I was super surprised. I did not believe in myself or the recipe. I should have. Well, it all worked out. I did have to buy a couple of new ingredients, but I did not have to buy the palm oil. I'm an international food content creator. Of course I have a large thing of palm oil in my pantry. I hope that this episode has inspired you and perhaps one of these dishes has tickled your fancy to make yourself at home. In the meantime, I'm leaving you with my spinach episode, which is full of gorgeous green colors. And I'm leaving you with a fruit episode because it's summertime here right now and fruit is abundant.